And we're live.
Okay. Hi, everybody. This is Rifki. How are you? Ah, Texas. Margie, where in Texas are you? I actually feel like Texas is a little bit of a second home. I lived there for a number of years, which is so it's always exciting to see people from the Lone Star State. I'm so excited. This is my very first time to do a live webinar, and I'm really excited to be spending time with everybody today and sharing updates and news and information from Israel. Wow. Oh, shalom, shalom. This is so exciting. Yes, it will be. We'll be, Paula, we will be doing a replay, and certainly you'll be able to catch up on the information. Amazing. Where is everybody joining us from who's on the line so far? I know I have Texas in the house, Raylan, I'm guessing somewhere in the south. Uh, so excited to see where everybody is joining us from. Isn't it amazing? Such a big world, and here we are, connected. Always blows my mind. Really, such an amazing thing. I don't get tired of this type of technology. Fantastic. Well, I will tell you before we start, it's a lovely cold day in Israel. We have turned the corner from summer and we're getting into lovely winter weather, which is just, I love summer, but boy, it's such a relief when we get those cool days starting to come our way. And it's just the right moment where you have cool weather, but still beautiful blue skies. Every now and then a bit of rain. And the evenings are nice and crisp. I love it. I have cats, so they come inside and they snuggle. So it's a beautiful time of year in Israel. So I'm so happy that we are going to have an opportunity to spend some time together and talk a little bit about what's happening in this beautiful country that I get to call home. I feel very blessed and so thrilled. Absolutely so thrilled. Ah, Redding, California. Amazing. Hi. And Pennsylvania. We've got everybody all over. New Hampshire. Oh my gosh, I'm sure New Hampshire, you must have the most beautiful fall leaves right now. I such that is the northeast of the states, I must say, in the fall is just incredible. Wisconsin, hi Wisconsin. We've got Jersey, hi Jersey. This is terrific. Amazing. I'm like a little kid still, you know. I just think to myself, this is amazing. Here we are all together. Amazing. All right. Well, it is time. Oh, Salem, Oregon. Kathy, I also lived in Salem, believe it or not, years and years ago. So this is fun. It's like all my hometown. So let's go ahead and jump in and start our presentation, start our webinar. I think the first step is I feel like I need to let you know who I am and why I'm on the webinar with you today. Um, as I said, my name is Rivka Naomi Green, but everybody at the office, everybody at Lev Haolam calls me Rifki. So here we are. I feel like what an international tribe we are. Salt Lake City, we've got Michigan, Long Island, Astoria, phenomenal. Um, I was actually born in South Africa and I grew up there when I was 18. So when I finished high school, I moved to the States, which is why I'm familiar with some of these places. I was very lucky when I lived in the US. I had the opportunity to travel all over the country, and I've been to most of the states. It's been a blessing in my life because the U.S. is just it's an amazing country. It's so diverse. And I truthfully was very, very happy in the States. I made amazing friends. I had a wonderful circle, sort of an adopted family, and life really was good. I had a nice job. I had what I thought was good security, a nice place to live. Um, and in spite of all of that, in spite of feeling so good and so at home, I still as a Jewish woman, had this feeling like I needed to come to Israel. And it's something that's been with me all my life. And as I got older, it just simply became stronger and stronger. And, I just kept feeling this push to come to Israel to explore my roots. And so I did. In the middle of it all, I packed up the works, the house, the belongings. I sold my car, and I moved here to Israel. And um, I will tell you, it has been quite a challenging time for me. Life in Israel is incredible, and I wouldn't change it for anything, but I promise you it is very hard. And so I've had my days of struggles. Certainly financially, it's been a massive challenge. Um, every day has been a little bit hard, but I, for the first time in my life, really have this feeling that I have returned home. I'm where I'm supposed to be. So Israel's my space. It's my place. I feel like she was waiting for me, wrapped my arms around me, and I'm at home now. There's just something as a Jewish lady coming to Israel. You really do feel that connection. You kind of wonder before you get here, is that real? Or is that something that people are kind of making up or romanticizing? But I promise you, the minute I got here, I felt my heart expand. I felt myself becoming, I don't know, the best version of myself, the most confident version of myself, the happiest version of myself. And it's all very real. And I really do believe that it has something to do with your soul. When you are in your right place, your soul has the ability to just thrive and fly. And for me, as a Jew, this is the right place for me. It's interesting. I was noticing from the corner of my eye more people calling in from Washington State. We've got Central Oregon, believe it or not. I lived in Central Oregon as well. We've got New Hampshire, we've got Georgia. I lived in Georgia as well. Amazing. So let me get on and just share with you some of the things that we will be talking about today. Because you are all part of Israel with me. I know that every single person who is on the webinar with me today is here because you are passionate about Israel, you care about Israel, the same way that I do. The only difference is I'm here and you're in, Villa Rica in Georgia. So today I'm going to take us through an exploration of what life is really like here. Sort of, I call it the behind the scenes or not in the newspaper stories of what life is really about. You hear the term settlers used a lot, so I'm going to talk to you about who are the settlers and what is it that they're doing and what are they all about. I know that everybody who's on the webinar with me today is here because you care about Israel and you care about finding ways to support Israel and help Israel. And I will share with you today an incredible opportunity, a way that you can impact Israel that's sustainable and just so positive. Most of all, how you can have a little bit of Israel come to you. Through the course of talking to people who support Lev Haolam and work with us, I always feel like it's a connection and it's a bridge between the States and us here in Israel. So I will share with you how you can participate and become a member of the Lev Haolam family, because I know that that's something that definitely everybody here will be interested in knowing. We've got Maryland here, we've got Pennsylvania. This is incredible. This is just, I'm so proud to have everybody here. And I will tell you, I do know from just seeing the sign up that we are a diverse group today. We have Christians on the webinar, we have Jewish people on the webinar, we have people of other faiths on the webinar. And I think that that just really is part of the beauty of Israel, is it pulls together a lot of different people. I will definitely be answering questions as we go. I have some incredible people with me in the Lev Haolam office today. I have Avi and Nick and Renan and David and Aviel. The whole team is here, so they will be manning the chat for me so that I can, it's that whole thing, can you walk and touch your head? And this way I can just focus on being present and being with you, which is really what I'm excited to do. And they'll be available to answer any questions that come through the chat. So please, if something occurs to you as we're having this conversation, ask away, because they're there and they're ready to help. And I also will, towards the end of it, answer some of the questions that we get a little bit more frequently. So we'll work this out. I will tell you, this is my first time ever to do a live webinar, so I'm very excited. And I just ask your forgiveness in case I'm still sort of learning the ropes a little bit, but I know that we'll manage together. Just very exciting in this time when, we all are distancing and things are a little bit disconnected, that we have this opportunity to be connected and be here together. I'm always curious to know, when I'm talking with people about Israel in particular, I always like to know who's been to Israel, like who's traveled to Israel, because I remember for myself, before I came here for the first time, I had dreamt about coming to Israel, since I was a little girl. I just always had this idea that I wanted to return here one day. So it was one of those things that was a constant dream for me. And I still remember my very first trip here. It was extraordinary. So if you have traveled here, if you've had I think it's a blessing to come to Israel. Send us a plus or a heart or a shout out. I'd love to see who's had an opportunity to visit the Holy Land, to come here. I feel pretty sure that even if you're a person who hasn't been here physically, that like me, you probably have been here via videos and music and looking at picture books. Certainly for those of us who read the Bible, come to Israel from just imagining the Bible stories and that sort of thing. Amazing. Kathy, I see here you saying it was a trip of a lifetime. I just really agree with that. It is. If you haven't been to Israel and you want to, I give you such a blessing that you'll be able to do that when the world opens up again, because coming to Israel really is life-changing. And I agree. I think it is the trip of a lifetime. I think it just changes everything. So Joy, we'll have to get you here. Your mom's been here, and then it'll be time for you to be here. Oh, 15 times. Simcha, that's fantastic. This is so lovely to hear. So for everybody who's been to Israel, and even those of you who haven't had the chance to come yet, and you'll see I say yet, because I really believe that everybody who wants to come, eventually you'll find your way over here. There are certain places that everybody who comes to Israel will definitely see. So I'm going to give you a little trip down memory lane. And for those of you who still have to come to Israel, this will be a little anticipatory delight of what you will see when you get here. So, of course, the Western Wall, which is called the Kotel. Some people do call it the Wailing Wall, because whenever you go there, there will be somebody who is weeping, because it's just a really emotional place to go to the Western Wall to pray. So I love going there, because you see people from all the nations there. It truly is a special place, and you feel the holiness, you feel the connection. Within the old city of Jerusalem, there are so many beautiful religious places, religious shrines, there's churches, there's synagogues, there's evidence of previous life. There's always some type of excavation happening there. Really an extraordinary place to go. I feel like you could spend days and days and days in the old city alone. Of course, the Dead Sea, which is a must-visit spot, and almost everybody goes there. An incredible place. I remember just how surprised I was when I went in the water. And it's not just that you float, you feel like the water is lifting you right up, like bobbing you up. Um, and then, of course, the local food. We were just talking about that in the office today. The best places to get shawarma, and the food is so delicious. Um, I love seeing these comments, everybody. Thank you so much for sharing with us. And I definitely, after the webinar, I'm going to go back and look at these comments too so that I can see them really in depth. It always makes me so happy when I see comments like Lucy saying, I love Israel, love the Holy Land. I adore this place so much, and it makes me so happy when I meet people who share my passion and share my love for Israel. So, as much as there are certain places that everybody goes to when they visit Israel, there are places that just kind of are off the beaten track or just not encouraged. People are not encouraged to go there. And so, what is hidden from tourists? I think that's the big question. And generally speaking, I find that people that come to visit Israel do not come to the most important part of Israel, which is Judea and Samaria. And it's always been sort of curious to me. I'm not, I feel like it's a big miss that people don't get to experience this. And so the question is, why are people sort of withheld from visiting Judea and Samaria? And what's going on with Judea and Samaria? When something is hidden, it becomes all the more intriguing, I think, to check it out and see what the real story is. So the thing about Judea and Samaria that is, I think, the most significant is that everything began here. This is, we call it the heartland of Israel, but truthfully, it is the heartland of the entire world, all of creation, really. When you look at the Jewish forefathers as Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, they all lived in this area. They all dwelt in the area of Judea and Samaria. King David also spent time in the kingdom of Judea. It really is the birthplace of the Jewish nation. And so much of what we read in the Bible happened in this area. Places like Shechem, which I believe outside of Israel is called Nablus. There's Elon Moreh, Beit El, Hebron. These are places that I'm sure that you have heard of. Those of you that enjoy reading, the Bible and keeping up with the Bible stories. In Samaria, Judea and Samaria, Judea is kind of the more southern part, and Samaria is a little bit more in the north. So it was actually in Samaria that God appeared to Avram at the time he was Avram and spoke to him, and he said to him, "Go walk through the length and the breadth of the land, for I am giving it to you." So Avram went to live near the great trees of Mamre at Hebron, where he pitched his tents, and there he built an altar to the Lord. This is in Genesis. And it was from that point on that Israel became known as the Promised Land, because it was promised to Abraham and his descendants by God. And that really was the initial Jewish settlement in the land of Israel. And it's been thousands of years that we have been living in this land. This area, this heartland of Israel, Judea and Samaria, is really significant because it is part of a biblical prophecy, and it is an intrinsically important part of Jewish history and Jewish life today, actually. In Jeremiah, it says, "The days are coming, declares the Lord, when I will bring my people Israel and Judah back from captivity and restore them to the land that I gave their ancestors to possess," said the Lord. So for those of us who are Jews living outside of the land of Israel, many of us just feel this pull, this tug, like to come back home. And it really, it's a pretty emotional thing when you see Jewish people returning to Israel from all over the world. It is amazing. And many of us feel drawn to this part of Israel, Judea and Samaria. When you look at some of the things that are told over in the Bible, things that have happened, they happened in this particular area. So it's an area that's rich with history, rich with Jewish history. And I can tell you as a Jewish person, um, there is such a feeling of awe. You know, for me, when I go places and I understand that this is where my ancestors were walking, this is where, you know, they were making their food and herding their sheep. It's a pretty incredible feeling. The city of Hebron, which actually is not far from where we are in Kfar Etzion, which is in Judea, and the city of Hebron is just a little bit south of where we are now, but it is sort of the oldest Jewish city in Israel. It was this area that Abraham purchased, I think it was 200 pieces of silver. He purchased the cave Machpelah when he needed to find a suitable burial place for his wife, Sarah. And so she was buried there, and it actually became a burial place for the Jewish forefathers. It's an incredible place. You can go there. A lot of people like to go there to pray on special occasions. Today is the head of a new month. So oftentimes we call it Rosh Chodesh. Oftentimes on Rosh Chodesh, people will go to this place to pray. It's a very special place for Jewish people. I think it's significant just because it's the first place that's recorded that was purchased by a Jewish person in Judea, and there was a receipt written. So from there, we learn actually a good lesson. You should always get a receipt. um, so Judea and Samaria is for me like honestly one of my favorite places in Israel. It's just beautiful. The sky is wide open and it's very diverse looking. I wanted to share with you some photographs of places that are my favorites in Judea and Samaria so that you could see those too. Kfar Etzion, of course, is where I am right now. That's where we keep the headquarters and the warehouse and so forth for Lev Haolam. Nachal Prat, how beautiful is that? The Chalaj River, and you can see the river is cutting through the stones. Hebron, which I just told you about, Mount Gerizim, and the city of Shiloh, which is in the north. I mean, it's chock-a-block, just full of history and beauty, and you can read about all of these places in the Bible, and then you can go and walk and actually put your feet on the ground in the places that are mentioned in the Bible. It's pretty incredible. So speaking of walking and putting your feet, what is here now? Well, in addition to the places where I'm positive King David walked and Abraham put up his tent, there also are settlements. 4 of them are relatively big and the rest are very tiny. And this is where people have returned to live. And it's just so different than any other place. I see somebody asking, did you speak Hebrew before you moved to Israel? No, I did not. It really has been quite a journey learning to speak Hebrew, but I love it because, you know, this is the language, this is the holy language, and this is the language of the Bible, and so I just continue day to day to do my best, much the same way that you know, the people that are living in Judea and Samaria are doing also. You know, it's when you come here, you see it's different. It's not like being in Tel Aviv or Jerusalem. There are no cities. There's very little infrastructure. You know, there's not an option of going to work at a bank, you know, like, oh, I'll get a job at the bank. That doesn't exist. And so the people that have moved to Judea and Samaria and have established their homes and their families here have really had to find their own way to find a way to make a living. And it's been, you know, it is a challenge, but it is a testament to the people who are here because they're very creative and they are finding amazing ways to build their lives right here in Israel. So what do people do here? Well, we have people who are growing grapes and making wine. And moving to Israel, the wine was one of my most favorite experiences. We have incredible wine in Israel. It is delight and it is divine. And I feel like, you know, drinking wine that comes from the Holy Land doesn't get much better than that. There's a lot of farming that happens in this area. People are raising cattle. Um, the cheese and yogurt in Israel is out of this world. I don't know, maybe the goats are happier because they're living in the Holy Land, but it is delicious. Of course, olive trees. It's so beautiful to see the olive trees growing. They don't mind having difficult conditions. That's the beauty about olive trees. They actually seem to excel in tough conditions. The olives are delicious. There's lots of really good olive oil production that's happening here in Israel at the moment. Dates, so yummy. We have palm trees, of course, that are producing dates that are sweet and delicious and healthy treat, and I love them, and I eat a lot of them. It's a great after dinner treat when you want something really sweet. So that's sort of the good news, but uh, I did promise you that I would also share with you some of the behind the scenes things. And there are some things about life in Judea and Samaria that are really challenging, that are less than ideal. Some things that are not good. You know, unfortunately, Judea and Samaria is a dangerous place to live. In Israel. I mean, certainly there's uncertainty anywhere in Israel, but Judea and Samaria, it's of all of Israel, probably the most dangerous place to live. And the bottom line is that we have, it's a neighborhood that's fraught with tension, and our neighbors don't necessarily want us to be here, and they certainly don't want to see us making the desert bloom and growing and having business going on here. So people that live here live in these settlements that all of them are pretty much surrounded with wire, and it's a necessity because it's dangerous, and so there's razor wire around the settlements as a way of trying to keep everybody safe. Wherever you go in Judea and Samaria, you will always see soldiers. These are, young men who are doing their military service. They do 3 years when they finish high school. And I'm always just, to be honest with you, like when I see them, I just want to give them everybody a hug because I feel like they're doing something dangerous and they're doing something difficult. And it's just part of Israeli culture that everybody does their part in terms of national service, but it is dangerous. And I worry about their moms and dads, whose youngsters are away. But they do this amazing job, and they do it with a lot of love to protect all of us so that we can live as safely as possible. So that's a thing that we're working with. Also, we're seeing that there are landmines in the area, so you have to sort of keep an eye out for these signs that will let you know. That for me was really difficult when I moved to Israel to sort of adjust myself to that, to go, wow, that's a reality. The other thing that I'm very aware of is the fact that people throw rocks at cars here, and I remember back in the day reading about rocks and thinking, well, throwing rocks or stones, it's not that dangerous. But, what you begin to understand is when a car is moving at a high rate of speed and a rock hits the windshield, it really is pretty catastrophic and can be quite dangerous. So it's something when I'm driving in this area, I'm always aware of. So these are sort of day-to-day dangers that we experience, and it's just part of life in Judea and Samaria. Little things, that you don't necessarily think about, but children have to get to school. And if you've got people who are throwing rocks and your kids have to go to school, like as a parent, that's a very troubling combination. And so we have special buses that are armor plated so that children can get to school as safely as possible. So that's something that's a little bit scary, right? I remember the first time I was in Bat Ain, which is not far from here in Kfar Etzion. It was a Rosh Hashanah. I was there for Rosh Hashanah, and I was at a meal, and one of the gentlemen arrived, and he had an automatic weapon with him. And it is just not uncommon in this area to see people carrying guns. They have to, and like you'll see somebody going to milk the cows or doing something very mundane, and they have to carry a weapon with them just in case, because, as I mentioned before, life in the area can be dangerous. It's part of our reality. I want to share with you, I don't know if I want to, but I'm going to. I'm going to share with you a story that happened actually not far from where we are here in Kfar Etzion. And I'm telling it to you because I don't believe that it was covered in the news, and I think it's important to know some of these things that happen. So I'm going to tell you the story of one resident who lived here in the area, and it's a serious story. It's kind of a heavy story, but as I said, I think it's an important one. This happened, I want to say, about 5 years ago. It's a story of a gentleman by the name of Amichai. Amichai and his family live in an area that's close to the border. His settlement that he lives in is, of course, like all other settlements, it is surrounded by barbed wire. And this is an important thing because these settlements have to be protected. So they're surrounded by wire. There's monitoring on the fence 24/7, so that in the event, God forbid, that there would be an incursion, an alarm goes off and people can check on it. And so what happened was that a young man found his way through the fence. I believe he cut the fence, and he was able to breach the fence. When I say he was a young man, he really was a teenager, a 16 years old boy, and he broke into the settlement. And while this was happening, at Amichai's house, which wasn't so far from where the fence line is, his family were still, some of them sleeping in bed, some of them getting up and moving for the day. It was really at the break of dawn. It was that part of the morning that's so early it's still dark. I mean, technically morning, but the sun is not up. And this boy, young man, teenager, broke into Amichai's house, made his way into the bedroom of Amichai's daughter. Her name was Hallel. She was still asleep in her bed. She was 13 and a half years old at the time. And he stabbed her 18 times while she was sleeping. She didn't even have a chance to wake up. He stabbed her 18 times, obviously fatally. At that point, the alarm had gone out, and the people of the settlement were doing checks of the houses, and they got to Amichai's house and discovered what had happened. And when the security people arrived there, the intruder, the murderer, let's just call it what it is, the murderer was shot. So, I wish that I could tell you something like this was just really an aberration. This is something that hardly ever happens, but unfortunately it is an ever-present reality. It's something that, we don't talk about it every day. We don't put it at the front burner, so to speak, but it is definitely something that is in the mind of anybody who lives in this area. We're all very painfully aware that, danger is and could be close by. So one of the things I wondered, and I ask you to think about this, if you were Amichai, if you were in his shoes and your daughter had just been murdered in your home, what would you do? And taking revenge off the table, because the person who did this terrible deed was already deceased. He was shot and killed also. So what would you do? Would you stay in your home, or would you leave? I'm genuinely curious, and I've got my eye on the comments because I'd like to see, you know, what the vibe is. What you think you would do if you were in this situation? Yeah, it really was terrible. Um, I see Margie says she remembers reading about it. Yeah, we definitely do live in a dangerous place. Um, so the question is, would you go or would you stay? And I agree, Gloria. I'm seeing your comment here that it's incredibly heartbreaking, and I do agree. It's one of those things that it sort of paralyzes you with devastation because it's so, as a parent, you know, everything that you do in this world is about protecting your family and protecting your children. So Lucy, I see that you would stay. Ari Fold, yeah, that was very recent, actually, that happened, Gita, yeah. You know, it's amazing. I am amazed. I'm seeing you say, live in faith, stay. Well, you know what? That is exactly what Amichai did. He said, I'm staying, I'm not going, nobody's getting me out of here. But what he did was more than just stay, which was incredible. He actually decided to take an action that would be in the merit and memory of his daughter. Her nickname was Haleli. Her name was Hallel. So what he did was he cultivated an area of land where he grows grapes, and he calls that particular vineyard Kerem Hallel. Kerem is just like vineyard in Hebrew. And the wine that he makes from Kerem Hallel, he calls Haleli wine, which was her nickname. And he does this to honor her. He does this as a way for us to continue to remember her, and to remember her, you know, joyfully and with a lot of life. And this, to me, is one of the things that makes me very proud to be a Jew in Israel, because in spite of the difficulties, you know, people find incredibly positive and powerful ways to work their way through grief and to make something positive out of it. And we asked him, because Amichai is one of the producers that works with us, we asked him, why did you stay? You know, it's a kind of a big question. And, you know, to be true, it's a hard question to ask somebody who just lost a child. But we said, why did you stay? And he answered to us that he stayed because it is his land, and he knows that this is where he is supposed to be, and he knows that this is what God willed. So, you know, as you said, to really have faith. I saw many of you commented about having faith and staying strong, and it's true. That's exactly what he did. Was he just really trusted God in a big way, but more than that, he felt that connection. Which I understand because I feel it too. I feel like this is my place, and you know, so he stayed, and it's truly a beautiful thing. I really hope that everybody gets, you know, a chance to come to Israel again. Those of you that have been, and those of you that haven't been, that when you do come here, you'll have a chance to come to the, you know, Judea and Samaria areas of Israel, because like us, you'll be able to meet people like Amichai. We traveled all through Judea and Samaria, and we spoke with people that live here, and we asked them, why on earth do you live here? Because honestly, believe me when I tell you, there are easier places to live. I've lived there. You know, I've lived in easier places. And so why would people live here where there's no infrastructure? You know, there's very little in the way of work. You know, it's tough. Terrible things can happen. And everybody that we talk to, I mean, literally everybody that we talk to, said that they were living here because they felt like God wants them to be here. They are part of the prophecy. You know, there's a prophecy that says the Jewish people are going to return to the land of Israel. And we feel it, and we're here, and we know that we're part of it. And that is a pretty powerful experience. That's a pretty powerful thing to feel. And I want you all to have a chance to meet these people and, experience it a little bit too. And I'm just taking a look here at some of the things. Yeah, I see so many of you say that you would stay, which is incredible. Um, yeah, put bars on the windows. Yep, yep. I know a lot of people, a lot of my friends who live in this area have big dogs, and this is certainly an area where having a big dog is it's a good idea. I mean, aside from the fact that it's a lovely family pet, but it is a good idea. So, when we traveled through Judea and Samaria, we strongly felt like we wanted to make a difference somehow. We wanted to make a contribution. We wanted to affect some change. And I know absolutely with total certainty that everybody who's on this webinar today is like me. Otherwise, you wouldn't be here. I mean, you obviously love Israel, which is incredible. Makes me feel I don't know, kind of in awe, it's an amazing thing. So you love Israel, and I know that you want to make a difference in Israel. You want to help also. So I'll take you through the process that we went through of like, how do you make a difference in these areas like Judea and Samaria? What can we do to help people that live here? So there's some things that obviously come to mind. You think about, okay, I could give money, right? Everybody needs money, and money definitely helps and can make a big difference. But the problem with money is ultimately and eventually, money does run out. It's just not an endless supply. So that was somewhat limited. Also, if you're giving money, who do you give it to? The second option was to create jobs for people, to give people jobs, which is a great idea, except for the fact that there is very little here, and companies are very reluctant to invest in this area just because there is very little infrastructure. So just providing a bunch of jobs wasn't really a realistic option. So the other thing that's always important is to kind of strengthen people and to give them encouragement, and that's free and anybody can do it, and it's important, but it's not enough. I mean, it's critical, but it doesn't actually feed your children at the end of the day. So we figured out an amazing thing. We figured out how we could do all of these things. We could help in a way that allowed people to have money, that allowed them to have work, and also would strengthen them and encourage them along the way. So I call it a halo effect. I suspect my mom would have called it a boomerang effect, but it's a halo effect where you do an action and it has like a ripple in the water and it continues to work its way out and positively affects so many people. And that's really what I want to share with you now. I want to share with you what we do that is able to affect people, give them both money, work, and encouragement. So we created Lev Haolam. Lev Haolam is a beautiful name. It means the heart of the world. In Hebrew, Lev is the word for heart, and Olam is the world. So heart of the world. And I love the name because, as I said earlier, Judea and Samaria, the heartland of Israel, and ultimately really the heart of the entire world. And it was our desire to do something that was sustainable, that could really make a difference for years and years to come, and would help to develop the land. So I call it the big idea. The big idea was then to find people in Judea and Samaria who were already doing things, who were already developing business in some way, who were manufacturing something or creating something. Because we knew that anybody who was already engaged in creating something could make it even bigger, could have a much more impressive impact on their community. But the truth of it is they need a little bit of help, they need a little bit of support. And we just wanted to support people who were already developing the land, who were already engaged in looking after the land of Judea and Samaria. And I'm taking a little look at the messages over here. Yeah, Gloria, it is mentioned so many places in the Bible. It is a critically important place. This is, I love everybody seeing your positivity. I love seeing your desire to be connected to Israel. It's really beautiful. And obviously, I can tell I'm in the company of people that read the Bible also, so that's very nice. Um, I think about the people who live in Judea and Samaria much like a little seed. Like each one of us in this area is a seed. And I have the chance, I'm so lucky, I get a chance to meet a lot of these really creative people who are creating businesses and, artists who are doing things. And the truth of it is, they are like a little seed that's struggling to get through some heavy rocks, and they just need a little boost. They need a little water, they need a little like nutrition in the soil, and then they will make their way. So that's really what Lev Haolam is all about. It's about finding ways to help all of these little seeds to grow, helping each of these producers to reach their goals. The producers that we work with sort of they all doing different things, but they're all dealing with similar challenges and issues. So the first one and the biggest issue is they just simply do not have a market for their goods. They have these amazing products and nobody to sell them to, because most of the settlements really are tiny. I mean, they can be 18 families, some of them. They're very small. They don't necessarily have the know how to do web development and marketing and that sort of thing, which we all know is so important in business today. Many of the producers that we work with don't speak English, they speak only Hebrew. And then there's a lot of logistical issues. Finding ways to ship and package your product in any business is hard, but I promise you, in the area of Judea and Samaria, it is almost an insurmountable issue because, as I mentioned earlier, there really is a lack of infrastructure. So it's not like just going down the street and you'll go to the post office, or you can run to the UPS store or pop in at FedEx. It like just isn't like that. It's very difficult. So Lev Haolam, we found a way to work through these issues and to help the producers to really achieve their dreams of developing businesses and developing their settlements and their communities, because we have the capacity and the ability to undertake all of the logistical issues from, marketing onwards. What does that mean for the producers is the big question. Well, it means that they can then focus on their business. They don't have to have all of that extra pressure and tension and anxiety and worry. They can really work on developing incredible products, high quality products. They can find people in their communities that they can hire to get the work done. For many of them, it's given them the possibility of really improving their skills and their products. And then they get to invest the money into their family, into their community, into the region. So that's, when I say it has that halo effect, that's really what it's all about, is it just, you help them overcome the obstacles, and then they can fly, then they can do amazing things. So, I just have always been so excited to be part of Lev Haolam because I really am thrilled to be part of an organization whose mission is to make a difference for these people in Judea and Samaria. Makes me happy every time I wake up in the morning. I promise you, it really does. So every month, what we do is we get together, we meet with the family of pioneers. So we have a variety of people that we work with, and we'll go and we'll meet with them. We'll find out, what are they doing, what are they making, what would be interesting for members of our Lev Haolam family to receive in surprise packages. So we make sales contracts with the producers, and once we've initiated that contract, they can then get busy with putting together the products that they're going to be making for us. So thing that's sort of different and exciting, when I say that we work with small businesses and family-owned businesses, I really mean they're small businesses. Some people are working in very limited amounts of space. They really are making things happen. And here we come, and we place a big order, hundreds of pieces, and that's pretty huge for these producers. So they have a lot to organize to get it done. So one of the things that is really extraordinary about Lev Haolam is that we pay the producers an advance payment. Why do we do that? We do it because we know that they're going to have to invest in additional raw materials. They're going to have to invest in additional packaging materials. They're going to have to invest in hiring people. Thank God, additional people will, have work. So they're going to have a lot of expenses in order to get the product made. So we give them an advance payment so that they can do that. That is unheard of in business. It just no business school you ever go to will say to do that, but we do it because that is the mission of Lev Haolam. Our mission is to help small and family-owned businesses in Judea and Samaria. We're going to do whatever it takes to be able to do that. So once we have placed the orders and they start rolling into our warehouse, we then begin what I think is a super fun part of this whole endeavor is that we put together a surprise package. Usually has between 7 to 9 items that then get mailed out all around the world. I mean, we ship packages from Australia to Denmark to South Africa, Brazil, and the majority of our supporters, of course, in North America and the USA and Canada. But we ship packages everywhere around the world. People are receiving these wonderful surprise packages that have products that we have purchased from the producers of Judea and Samaria. So it's kind of like a win-win situation. Everybody's winning. Then, of course, behind the scenes, we have an incredible tech-savvy group of people. I tell you, I work with some incredible people who are able to do marketing campaigns on the internet. I know that many of you saw that we were doing the webinar, on Facebook, so we're able to reach out to people and let them know what's going on, invite them to come and join us to become supporters of Lev Haolam, to really stand with Israel and to help support our producers. Once that's all done, we wrap the packages and we get ready to ship them out. We do everything that we can to make sure that the packages arrive safe and sound. So we pack them securely. We, do bubble wrap and everything on the inside to protect the products. I have a photograph that I want to show you. I'm going to bring it up here on the screen for you to see. This is our warehouse, and it's like basically my favorite place in the world. I feel like this is where the magic happens. This is where you'll see you come in and people are packing and putting the boxes together. I always say that every Lev Haolam box goes out with all, the products inside plus extra dose of love because we are so excited that we get to send these packages out. We're so excited to know that there are people that love Israel, and more than just love Israel, that are willing to stand with us and to support us and to help us to help these manufacturers in Judea and Samaria. And it's really fun too. I promise you, it's really a fun thing to do. I'm taking a look real quickly at the chats because I saw some chats coming through. Amazing. Pam, I see that you're a subscriber and you received a box. That's so exciting. That's awesome. I love this. I'm just going to read this out in case you didn't see this in the chat, but Pam was saying that she received her first box last week and the product is amazing. I totally felt the love coming from Israel. You know what they say when you cook with love, like at Thanksgiving, when you cook the turkey and you just throw it in the oven, whatever. But if you cook it with love and you're thinking about your family who are going to be eating it and it just tastes better, I feel like this is what happens with our packages because we pack them with so much love that I feel like everything is just even more wonderful. This is incredible. I see somebody else here, Nancy, who said that she's always wanted to support Israel and was happy to find this opportunity. And you share it with your rabbi. That's wonderful. Oh, that's wonderful. Oh, everybody, I want to hug you all. If I could reach through the computer, I would. I would give everybody a hug and say thank you. That's so fabulous. So let's just talk a little bit about how this halo effect, goes further and further and what it does. First of all, for our producers, the biggest part of this is that it really does create a financial stability for them, because they receive the prepayment for making the goods that go into the packages. They also learn how to scale up their business in an incredible way because the orders from Lev Haolam are the biggest orders that they receive. Point 3 here, you can see it says encouragement and confidence. I am very lucky because I get to talk with a lot of our producers and our manufacturers. And when I do, I always ask them, what their relationship with Lev Haolam has meant to them. And I promise you, every single person I've ever spoken to has said things like, I couldn't believe how much Lev Haolam believed in me. They encouraged me. They knew I could do it. I was freaking out when I got the order. It was big. My business changed. It's grown with Lev Haolam. It really is such an unbelievably great feeling when you get to have these conversations with people because you really see what an impact this family of Lev Haolam supporters has. Like what a difference they make in the lives of real people. It means that the family units are strengthened, improved living conditions, which is really critical. The ability to invest in their children's education. As a parent, isn't it nice to be able to look after your family and to take care of your family? It's something that we take so for granted sometimes, but for some people living in this area, it's really quite challenging. So from taking care of the business and helping the business, so then the next stage is it also helps the entire community, as I mentioned before. Most importantly is it creates these incredible employment opportunities. You guys, when I say there's no infrastructure here, there's really no infrastructure here. So one of the hardest things about living in Judea or Samaria is finding work. And even when you do find work, most people don't have cars. So it's not like you can jump in your car and drive to wherever your job is. You rely on public transit, and there's just not that much of it in this area. So people have to hitchhike, which isn't so safe. So it really is a massive challenge, and finding ways to offer people employment is a huge part of having life improved in Judea and Samaria. So, when you can work, it then stabilizes your family. So by employing people within the community, it stabilizes multiple families. It improves the living conditions of multiple people. And it ultimately allows people who want to live in Judea and Samaria, who want to come and revive the land of Israel, who want to be part of that prophecy of making the desert bloom, it allows them to be able to do that, which that is huge. I don't have enough words to articulate what an immense blessing that is to the people of Israel. And then, of course, it benefits all of Israel because businesses that are earning money and being profitable pay taxes. Those taxes then go into creating schools and hospitals. In the case of Judea and Samaria, a lot of times the roads are not paved. Sometimes they don't even have names. I remember I was trying to tell somebody an address in Kfar Etzion, and she said, "Well, what's the address?" And I go, "Well, it doesn't really have a street name, but if you go this area, then you go there, then you'll find it." So we really need that type of investment in this area. And of course, when Israel herself is strengthened, I believe that it strengthens the entire world. It's very important that we find a way to continue to develop this land and continue to see Israel thrive and be kind of a heartbeat for the rest of the world. It's a very special country, and it needs all of us to support her. With Lev Haolam, one of the things that for me was very important when I joined the organization and became part of the mission, is that there is a very special relationship that happens between the Lev Haolam supporters and also the producers, which seems weird because, okay, if you're in America and you're receiving a package, how do you have a relationship with a producer who's in Israel, in Judea, and Samaria? And I promise you, every I forget who it was who said here in the chat, but that you can feel the love in the box. Like every single box comes with a lot of emotion. A lot of people touch it. And each of our producers have this feeling that they are connecting with the people who are going to receive their product. They know that whatever they're working on in that moment is going to be going into a Lev Haolam box. And so they're able to think about who's going to receive the product at the end. And so I wanted to introduce you to just a few of our producers. There's Boaz Netanel. He and his wife make jewelry. And I thought it was very beautiful. They were talking about when they make the jewelry, they don't see it just as making this beautiful object. They see it as a way of helping other people to feel how much they, Boaz and his wife, love the land of Israel. And so it becomes really a connection between all people, that this connection between Israel and others really becomes strengthened. And he talks about, just that it feels like such an honor for him, such a merit for him to be able to do that, which really is something very special. I have some more people that I want to introduce you to. So give it a second, and I've got another slide here. We've got Shimrit and Baruch Feuchtwanger, and they are both the husband and the wife work with Lev Haolam. They have different businesses that are centered around honey. But I loved this when they talked about it. They said, working with Lev Haolam, it's not a sale. It's a connection that is created between them and the Lev Haolam family who will be receiving the packages, which I think is pretty spectacular, because that's how I see it too. I feel like every package creates a bridge between Israel and somebody's home, which is incredible. I love this. I see Lucy saying that, if you receive too much product, you start sharing it with people. That's fantastic. Oh, that's wonderful. I love seeing your messages here. They do make amazing gifts. And I guess, we're coming on the gift giving season with Hanukkah, also with Christmas. They make great birthday gifts too. This is Batya Erstein. She is a ceramic artist that we work with at Lev Haolam. She lives up in Samaria in a little settlement called Itamar. And, she just is amazing. When I talked to her, she's a very spiritual lady. So she said whenever she goes into the studio and she's working on a project for Lev Haolam, she very literally prays as she works. And she imagines that whoever is going to receive that package and hold that product is going to feel that sense of love and connection coming from her. So, it's not just a thing that's coming in a package. It's you really are getting to touch Israel in a way. You're getting a chance to experience products that otherwise you would never be able to experience outside of Israel. These are things that we are very lucky and blessed to be able to use. So it really makes a nice connection. So what do people at Lev Haolam get? Well, when you're a member of the Lev Haolam family, you receive your package straight to your door every month, a piece of Israel coming to your home, an opportunity to help individual producers in the region, in Israel. The surprise is so fun when you open that box and all the goodies on the inside. But the best part is you also get a magazine that comes with it. And I'll show you the magazine here. which is really fun. The magazine tells you about the producers who are featured in the box that month. We also tell you a little bit about interesting places in Israel. We'll give you updates on what's happening here that's maybe not in the news. We, of course, offer shipping for free. That's on us. We take care of that. And the other really great part is, that the producers will receive everything. What I'd like to do is to talk to you about membership options. There are a couple of ways that you can join Lev Haolam. And so I think it's important to share this with you because I believe people are pretty interested in figuring out how you can support also. So there is what's called a monthly membership, which is $99 per month. And then there's also a VIP membership, which is an annual membership, and that is $1,188 per year. It's a one-time payment, and then we ship the packages to you every month. So both are amazing ways to join Lev Haolam. Both are amazing ways to show your support and to participate. As you saw from people who have already received packages, it's really, really fun to receive a Lev Haolam package. I'm just seeing Joy's comment here. She goes, "What do you give someone who has everything? Problem solved." Oh, Joy, that's fantastic. But it really is true because, when you give this as a gift, it's the gift that keeps on giving, really. It's a win-win. Everybody wins. You get fabulous new things. And, you also get to help producers in Judea and Samaria. So how to subscribe is the next big question. So it's actually very, very easy. And in fact, those of you that are on the webinar with me today will present you some links here right in the chat that will allow you to just click on the link and be taken to our website where you will be able to subscribe. Takes just a few minutes, and all you need is one of the major credit cards or PayPal, and we can do that. And if you run into any issues, we've got the guys on the chat and they can help you with that. And I know they'll be very happy to answer any questions that you have about joining. So again, you just click on the link and you'll see there's a link that will take you to the monthly membership, and there will be a link that will take you to the annual membership, and you're welcome to go to either one. Yeah, absolutely. There's a question from Gloria. She just wanted to know, could you upgrade to a VIP membership if you started with a monthly membership? Absolutely. The other thing, too, that I should tell you about is that we are real people. So, Nick and Avi and Renan, who are on the chat, myself, Rifki, there are a couple of others with us. We're real people, and we're available on the phone or by email. So when you have a membership with us, you're not just sort of like have a membership and then you're out in the land of wherever by yourself. You're connected to us, and we're available to answer any questions that you ever have at any time. If you have an issue, we're here, and truthfully, we love solving problems, and we're all what I would call service-oriented people. We enjoy giving service and helping people. So please take advantage of us. It's the only time I'll ask somebody to take advantage of us, but please take advantage of us. So the big idea, Lev Haolam is really for people who love Israel. You, as a Lev Haolam member, you become part of our family. Honest to goodness, you just become part of our family. You, in spite of not being Israel, are going to have a little bit of Israel come to you. So for those of you who are itching to come over here for a visit but can't because of all of the travel restrictions, this will be, instead of you coming here, we're going to send a little bit of Israel directly to you. Again, it's an incredible opportunity to help people over here. It truly does make a difference. And it's better than just giving money because it's sustainable and it gives people a lot of dignity. The box is fantastic fun. I promise you, even I get a box. I live in Israel and I get excited about getting a box because I get to try products that I wouldn't have necessarily tried before. And it's fun getting, treats. Everybody loves that. Of course, you get the booklet. Shipping is free. And 100% guaranteed that your money is doing good things, because really it's not about us, it's about the producers. But that is not all. I have really exciting news to share with you today. The webinar is a little bit like a party, in my opinion. I feel it. I hope you feel it too. It's a little bit like a party, and the best part about a party is party favors. Woohoo! So we do have some party favors for you today. Oh my gosh, Pam, I'm looking at your message now that you said I can see the blessing coming back. My goodness, I love Israel. Yes, it is an amazing thing. There are a few places in the Bible where God really makes a straight up promise to people, and blessing Israel is one of them. He said, if you bless Israel, I'll bless you. That's such a promise that God made to us, and that's pretty amazing. But I digress. I got distracted by that beautiful message, so thank you. I want to share with you what we're doing for everybody who's on the webinar today. We really wanted to do something that was even more fun for everybody who's here. And we wanted to make sure that you all had something a little extra as a way of us showing our appreciation to you and thanking you so much for joining us at Lev Haolam. So we have some fabulous extra gifts that we're giving today. So I'm going to show them to you. The first one is the Lev Haolam family member keychain. So this, I think, is very cool. I feel like this isn't a keychain. It's like jewelry. It's like a charm bracelet, So it has a Magen David. It has a Star of David. It has a beautiful heart because Lev Haolam. And if there's any question about your support of Israel, well, let there be no question anymore. The Israeli flag and a signifier of Lev Haolam. So I think if this is a family membership, that the ladies get to call dibs on the keychain, because it's basically keychain jewelry. So the keychain is an additional gift. Something else that is in the package that's a lot of fun. I actually have it on. I always like to wear it, but we have a red string. And I'm sure that you have in places and times seen people with these red strings and sort of wondered, what is that all about? And here you see I have a red string that I'm wearing on my wrist. Also, by the way, a lovely Lev Haolam producer bracelet from a previous package. So the red string is actually part of Jewish tradition. It comes from the Kabbalah, which is sort of the mystical side of Judaism. I like wearing the red string because for me, it reminds me that God is in charge. It reminds me that I answer to sort of like a higher authority, and that God is looking after me, watching over me, protecting me. And that comes also with some responsibilities, and that my responsibility is to be the best person that I can be, make the world a better place in my daily activities. So it's a simple thing, but when I see that red string, that's what it reminds me of. This particular red string comes from the tomb of King David in Jerusalem. So I like that too, because I feel such a connection to King David. I just love him. I love reading Psalms, all of the beautiful words that he wrote. And I love Jerusalem. It's an incredible city. So for me, it's just like a lovely connection that we have this red string that comes from Jerusalem, from the tomb of David. And it's a good, daily reminder. Additionally, we have an e-cookbook. It's a digitized cookbook. It's fantastic. It's filled with amazing recipes from people that live in Judea and Samaria. So you'll have an opportunity to cook just like an Israeli. I will tell you, the food here is amazing. So cooking these recipes, you will love it. The food will be delicious. Your family will love it too. I like the fact that it's digitized because I don't know if you like me, usually I go, when I'm cooking, I have the recipe that I pulled from online or somewhere on my phone, and then I'm listening to music and I've got all the things going. So it's very helpful. You can also look on your tablet. Very, very lovely cookbook. So all of these are free gifts that come with your membership today on the webinar. So if you click on the link from that the boys put up or the guys put up, you'll be receiving these gifts. There's also more. There is a gorgeous prayer book. It's called the Book of Hours, and it's a collection of prayers that are in English and in Hebrew, and the Hebrew is transliterated. So you don't have to worry if you don't read Hebrew. I mean, here I am, a Jewish gal, but I didn't have a Jewish education when I was growing up. So I did not learn to read Hebrew until I was an adult. And when I was first starting, transliterated Hebrew was so helpful to me because I was able to get kind of a feel for the language and start to be able to pray in Hebrew. And I listen, God hears us no matter what language we're speaking to him in, that's for sure. But there's something that just felt very special to me to be able to pray in the holy tongue of Hebrew. So just nice. It's a nice thing to do. So that's part of the party favors. You get this wonderful book of prayers. We also have membership cards that we will be sending to you that certify that you are an active member of Lev Haolam. And on the back of the card is all of our contact details. So again, if you ever need anything, you just can give us a ring. You'll see one of the numbers is actually an American number. It rings here in Israel, but it's an American number. So it's very easy to reach us. You just give us a ring, or, you know, there's a time difference, obviously. You can always send us an email if it's not a convenient time to phone. We'll always return the messages to you and be back in touch, either by phone or by email. So that is part of your membership package, special with the webinar. We're doing something else that I think is super duper fabulous, that I'm very excited about, and it is a Hall of Fame for supporters of Israel. And basically what we're doing is, with your permission, great pleasure on our part, we would like to post your photograph and your name on our website, showing that you are standing with Israel, that you are supporting Israel as an active member of Lev Haolam. So I think that's really a really cool thing to just, you know, show who you are and show what you're doing. We have also created a private Facebook group. The reason we did this was we wanted our Lev Haolam family members to have a place that they could connect with one another, because I think it's nice to be able to be with like-minded people that you can share ideas and thoughts. Obviously, you know, people who care about Israel and support Israel have common values, and you don't, I mean, the internet is a big, wide place, so you don't have to deal with riffraff, which is a very nice way of putting it. But it's nice to have a place where you can share with other people like yourself. So what do you guys think? Do you like the gifts? We're really excited. When we put them all together, we were so excited. We thought this is really a nice thing, you know, for the people who come to the webinar with us. We really wanted to give you something that would, in some small way, just express how much we are grateful for all of you. So know that it comes with a lot of love, and we were very thoughtful about it. Obviously, we don't have huge quantities, so really sort of first come, first serve. So please feel free to click on either of the links, and then we'll make sure that you receive the bonus gifts as well. Something that I should share with you is that there are special gifts, of course, for our VIP annual subscribers. So let's just take a look here in the chat because I feel like I've been chatting. I want to catch up and see what everybody is saying. Um, oh my gosh, became a member. You know what, Gloria, thank you so much. We really, it's a pleasure for us to be able to give these gifts to you. And I really appreciate everybody. Danny, I see here you've wanted to do something like this for so long. This is amazing. Wow. I'm just, you all are phenomenal. Robin, beautiful gifts. Thank you so much. Oh, Gloria, this is a very interesting comment that you said here that it reminds you of the red ribbon that Raha put on her window. Yes, that actually is part of the Masorah, or the tradition of the red string also. That does tie into it. Very insightful of you. I can tell you are definitely a scholar of the Bible. That's fantastic. It's, I always say this to people when I'm working or talking with people who are becoming members of Lev Haolam, and we're just chit-chatting a little bit about, what they think about Israel and what it means to become a member of Lev Haolam. And I have to say, I really genuinely am always very much in awe of the sincerity and the intensity and the real deep love that so many people have for Israel. And it actually makes me, and I'm already pretty much crazy for Israel, but it makes me feel all over again what a blessing I have to be able to live here, and how amazing it is that I get to live here. And so I'm always very thrilled that people become members of Lev Haolam, because I feel like when you love Israel like that, it means a lot to receive something from Israel, whatever. And I remember back to before I came to live here, I was always so thrilled when I had something from Israel that would either come in the mail to my house, or after I'd visited here and I purchased a few things, and I still have them today. I always think it's funny that I purchased them in Israel, took them to the States, and then I brought them back to Israel. But there's something really wonderful about having something come from Israel to your home when you love Israel like that. And thanks to Nick and Renan and Avi for putting the links up. So please feel free to click on the links, and it'll take you directly to our website. And if you have any problems, it's actually very easy. It's a very user-friendly website. But if you have problems, the guys are there to answer for you. So let me just tell you, like, as we're talking about links and being able to go over to the website, in addition to the gifts that I just told you about, we do have a couple of additional things that are special for people who choose to do an annual membership, become a VIP member. The first one is there is a member certificate, and I'll hold it up here so that you can see it. It's beautiful. It'll be made out in your name, and it is will be signed by Aviel Gabriel, who is the CEO of Lev Haolam. And what it does is it really recognizes that as an annual member, as a VIP member, you are somebody who's made a significant contribution to the development of the areas of Judea and Samaria. When I saw the certificates, I immediately thought, I want to know where people are going to display these. So please promise me that those of you that make the decision and the choice to join us as VIP members, that you will be in touch with us and show us where you display your certificate in your home. Like, is it in your home or in your office? Because I will be very excited to see where you place them. We'll have a membership card for you also for our annual VIP members. And again, on the back also has all of our contact details. I say this because that way you'll have the email address. When you display your certificate, you can take a photograph and send it to us in the office. We don't get tired of these types of emails. I promise you, we get very excited when you hear from our Lev Haolam family. Like, oftentimes people will send us a photograph when they receive their package. Everything's boutiqued very prettily, or they let us know which was their favorite, product they received in the package. So that's very exciting. And I see here, I got a little blip on the screen. I see that people are signing up, and I'm so excited. Thank you so much. I see we have somebody has signed up as a VIP member, and we've had a regular member sign up. Oh, I'm so thrilled. Honestly, thank you. It means a lot to us. It really, honestly, it does. It means a lot to us. I feel a little bit like I'm on an infomercial right now, but wait, there's more. But guess what? There is actually more. So let me show you this, because there's some things that are really cool. I am unabashedly going to tell you that this is my favorite thing ever. This is a gift for our people who become VIP members. It's a mug, and it's one of a kind. Notice over here it is numbered, and there's also, I think it's so cute, a bird sitting on the tree, and there's little hearts because Lev Haolam, and the bird is saying Toda, which is Hebrew for thank you. And this is also, whoever gets the mug, please send me a photograph of you drinking your coffee or your tea or your hot chocolate in this mug. I'm literally crazy about this mug. I love it so much. So as a VIP member, you can choose either the mug, or there is a choice. If you prefer something a little bit more lively, and you love Holy Land wine, we have this beautiful wine. You'll notice that it comes from Kerem Hallel. I told you about Amichai earlier. This is the wine that he makes in his daughter's vineyard, in Hallel's vineyard. And even on the back of the bottle, you'll see it has a photograph of her face. Such a sweet, sweet face. So I feel like drinking this wine also will be something very significant and very special. It is in of itself, I will tell you, a delicious wine. For those of you that enjoy wine, it's a Cabernet Franc Merlot blend, so it's really rather delicious. But again, it's not just a wine. It's not about getting a bottle of wine. It's about what the wine represents and who it represents. So two really fabulous choices for those of you who would like to sign up at a VIP level. And I'm super excited. I just got a message saying, Margie, that you became a VIP member, and that is so awesome. I think you were the first person on the webinar too when we came on. So thank you very much. I really I most sincerely appreciate it so much. It really, you guys are awesome. Honestly, people who support Israel are unlike other people, in my opinion. Special group of people, because you're motivated by something different. You're motivated by something very deep. You're motivated by something that comes from your heart and from your soul. And that's very powerful, actually. So something so special. Again, just to recap, there is either the monthly membership, which is $99 a month. Basically how that works, you guys, is that your credit card will be charged, or PayPal if you prefer that. And then the next month we send the package to you. So it's a regular cycle that happens every month. Of course, VIP annual membership is just a one-time charge, and then you don't have to worry about it again. And the packages come out every month. Both are terrific options, and we would be so honored and grateful to have you join us, whether you chose to do it as a monthly member or whether you chose to do it as a VIP annual member. Both mean a lot to us over here in Israel. So you'll see in the chat there are the two different options. You can just click on the link. It will take you over to our website, and you'll be able to sign up there. Those of you that are not so tech savvy, I understand. I'm not either. So just know that when you get to the website, it's really very simple. It's very clear. And if you have any issues at all, Nick or Renan or Avi will be able to help you. I thought what would be cool is if we opened up a package together so that you could actually see sort of what comes in a package, what it looks like, what the experience is like when you receive one at your home. So bear with me here. I've got a package, and full disclosure, I want to say unzipped, but I undid the sealing tape already so that it would be easier. But let's take a look at this together, and I can show you what comes in the package. Just by the way, when we ship them, I'm not sure if you can see this out in webinar land, but I want you to see that we actually seal the boxes in shrink wrap. And we do that so that your box, your precious cargo, will be protected on its way to your home. Okay, so the first thing in the box is a toothpaste. And it comes from a company called Masick. Looks like this. And it's a mint toothpaste. It's actually one of the most amazing toothpastes I've used. It has a little bit of Dead Sea salt in it, which sounds really weird, but it's an incredible antibacterial, and it leaves your mouth feeling very refreshed and very clean. The person who runs this company, his name is Amnon, and Masick is based in Samaria in the north, and he's just a lovely man. He actually started this company out of a personal need. He was diagnosed, like this was after the Yom Kippur War, it was like back in the 70s, early 70s. He was diagnosed with psoriasis, which is quite a painful skin condition. You get like very painful dry patches and inflammation of the skin. And the doctor just said, there's really no cure for it, but what I recommend is if you got a natural soap made with olive oil, that will be helpful for you. And so he was driving home one day and he realized, like, look where I live. There's olive trees everywhere. There's olive oil production. And he decided to make his own soap. So he learned how to make his own soap. And that was the beginning of his company, Masick. And the funny part is, Amnon has been making soap for 16 years, and he said he never could sell it. He tried to, but it just didn't work for him. And then in 2007, he sold a couple of bars of soap, and it turns out that his neighbor was a producer who worked with Lev Haolam. This is how small the world is. And so the neighbor said, I'll make an introduction for you. You could meet them. And the rest is, as they say, history. He started working with Lev Haolam and his business started to grow. And then along the way, he met another Jewish immigrant who had come back to Israel from Russia. And this man happened to be quite an accomplished chemist. So he received various formulas for amazing products, and the business continues to grow, which is super exciting. And Amnon has said, the reason his business grew was because of his relationship with Lev Haolam. Okay, this product, now you're seeing one of Rifki's favorites. It comes from 424 Salt, and I actually first experienced this product also in a package from Lev Haolam. I'd seen it in the shops, but I never bought it. And then it came in a package and I tried it, and I've fallen in love with it completely, and I use it all the time. The packaging itself is really amazing. You'll see there's got a grinder, so you can take this phenomenal coarse salt that comes from the Dead Sea area, and I use it on everything. This one is blended with rosemary, with dried rosemary, which is it adds the most spectacular flavor. And so I use it in scrambled eggs, roasted chicken, just basically everything. It has a really great flavor. And actually, salt from the Dead Sea is healthier for you. It's even more mineral rich. I mean, okay, I'm biased, it's true. I feel like everything from the Holy Land is better for you, but the truth of it is, it comes from the Holy Land. It's good for your body. It gives you, wonderful health. But it is more mineral rich, which is fantastic. I want to take a peek at the chats real quickly. Oh, Pam, I see you saying the toothpaste is amazing. I love it. I know it's addictive, right? It definitely tastes different than a regular toothpaste, but it's divine. It's so good. Oh, I'm so thrilled. I see a couple more people have signed up and joined us. Thank you, guys. This is so actually exciting. I had no idea what to expect when we were doing the webinar, except for the fact that it would be fun to connect with people who love Israel. That's always good. But this is so thrilling to see people joining us and standing with Israel. I'm so proud of you. Thank you. Okay, Karma olive oil. Let me pull this out of the package. This actually also has an incredible story. The story of Karma olive oil. I mean, first of all, Israel really does have amazing olive oils, that's for sure. Olive trees grow here beautifully, and there's some olive trees that are actually thousands of years old, the original root system. In any case, Boaz, the gentleman who runs the Karma orchard, he took it over. It was sort of like a struggling orchard. It had been planted in the early 1980s. The trees were not doing very well, but he always had sort of had this idea and this passion that he wanted to make olive oil. So when he took the vineyard, he named it Karma as kind of a funny wink to the Sanskrit word karma, but also because in Aramaic, the word karma means vineyard or orchard, excuse me, for olives. So the problem with his whole venture was the trees were not producing any olives. They were not giving any fruit. Which is problematic when you want to make olive oil. So he got in touch with the agriculture ministry, and they came out to assess the situation and give him advice. And after doing an assessment, they said to him, really what you need to do is cut down the trees and plant new and go from there. And he is a religious Jewish man, and in the Torah, it's forbidden to cut down olive trees. And so he said, no, I'm not going to cut them down because it's forbidden, and I'm going to put it in God's hands. And so he did, and he continued to tend to the vineyard and give lots of love and attention to the trees. And really, everybody is sort of astonished, but the trees started to give fruit again. And the people from the Ministry of Agriculture were just dumbfounded. They could not believe it. They were like, that is crazy. So, miracles still happen in Israel. I'm telling you, things happen here that don't happen other places in the world. It's really wild. Karma also, because the vineyard was planted in the 80s, it's a modern varietal, so it has a very unique taste. It's actually very delicious. So that's very exciting. So Karma olive oil. Also, just by the way, how beautiful is that bottle? I mean, it's all about what's inside, but it is very nice when it's a beautiful vessel like that. I think that's quite a beautiful bottle to have in your kitchen. It's nice to have things that look pretty. So if you would like to join us, and I'm sure you would, I'd like to invite you just to jump over to the chat. You'll see the links to either the regular membership or the VIP membership. To be honest with you, I would be absolutely ecstatic if we had another person sign up as a VIP member. I don't know, it just gives me a thrill. So if you want to give Rifki a thrill over here in Kfar Etzion, please feel free to sign up. But to be honest with you, whether it was VIP or regular membership, I am going to be delighted either way. It's very exciting for me. Okay. This is also a really cool product. It's Ya'ara. I told you about Shlomit and her husband, he makes honey. So she decided to take his honey business and give it a bit of a twist and turn it into a beauty product. So she did a ton of research and development when she was creating this product. She and Baruch live at a place called Negohot, which is also, it's not far from here actually, it's near Hebron. And the word Negohot comes from the Hebrew word nogah, which means to glow. So I think it's very appropriate that somebody living in Negohot makes products that will make your skin glow and look beautiful. But their story is also very interesting, everybody. They used to live in Gush Katif. Gush Katif is in the southern part of Israel, and it is a Jewish settlement where everybody who lives there was forcibly expelled by the government. And it was actually a very painful time in Israeli history. And even till today, people are still very sort of post-traumatic stress hurt from this experience. They were forcefully expelled. It was a land for peace deal. And their beautiful home, Gush Katif, is now known as Gaza. So they came in 2005 and had to find a new place to live. And they knew that they wanted to stay in Judea or Samaria. And when they found Negohot, she said they really felt that they found their place. So that is where she lives with her husband and her family. And they do, like amazing things over there. Honey. I know people love receiving honey in the packages. Whenever we send a package with honey, people are so thrilled, and rightfully so. It is, after all, the land of milk and honey. So I think anybody who loves Israel has to have a little bit of Israeli honey in their life. This particular honey is amazing. It's from a company called Dremia. And the person who owns Dremia Honey, his name is Benny Moshevitz. And Benny has been making honey for over 50 years. He learned the art of beekeeping when he was a teenager. It was 1973, which was after the Yom Kippur War. And there was a man who lived in his area who both of his sons were killed in the war, if you can even just imagine. Losing both of your kids. In any case, Benny would go and spend time with this gentleman as a way of trying to sort of ease his suffering and his pain, and also to help him with the land. And he consequently learned how to make honey and has been making honey ever since then. And he harvests honey from all over, flowers from all over Israel, so it has really an amazing flavor. Interestingly enough, his son, Elad, also is a Lev Haolam producer. He is a winemaker, makes some incredible wines. So their whole family really has been impacted and involved with Lev Haolam. They live here in Judea in an area called Susia, there's also an ancient Jewish settlement there. So that's really beautiful. So let's just see, I want to take a peek over here and just see what's happening in the chat. It's always very nice to feel connected to people. Oh my gosh, you guys, I love all of this feedback. I see here, Annette, that you love the 44. It's the best salt, isn't it? Really is such a good salt. And the olive oil, Danny saying that the Karma is her favorite. That's so wonderful to know. I will tell you, whenever I talk to the producers and the manufacturers, all of these messages that you send us and that you share with us, we share with them, because that's part of the sort of Lev Haolam mission. Not only are we helping people, but remember we talked about the fact that we're giving them encouragement. And I feel very lucky because I firsthand received this encouragement. I can be having a tough day, and then I talk with Lev Haolam subscribers from around the world, and suddenly my tough day flies out of the window. My heart is overflowing with just love. It really makes me feel loved. So I feel it's very important for me to share that with the producers so that they can feel this incredible connection and this incredible support that we have from our Lev Haolam family, the people who, are supporting us. It's really, it's not typical. It's something very special and it's something very unique. And I feel very blessed by it. I really, really honestly do. So, if I guess if part of your motivation for joining Lev Haolam is that you want to bless Israel and you want to bless the people of Israel, I promise you, we feel it. We feel the blessing, we feel the caring, we feel the love, and we know that we're not alone. And that is something, honestly, that's very special, because sometimes you can feel a little bit alone when you look at what's happening in the news, and just to feel that encouragement from our Lev Haolam family is pretty extraordinary. So please know that we feel it and we appreciate it. It means a lot to us. Yeah, I see the guys are putting the links up here in the chat, so you can pop over and just click on the link and it will take you either to the regular monthly membership, which is great, or the VIP membership. That's amazing. I love it. Oh, you guys, thank you so much. It's so fun for me to see everything that you're doing and sharing with people, and telling us that you love the box. It's very encouraging. It really is. So this is from Batya. I showed you her photograph earlier. She's the ceramic artist, Batya Erdstein. And this is so beautiful. Look at this. She makes every single one of these by hand. She throws it on the wheel by hand. It's got the beautiful stopper that goes right on the top. She paints each one by hand. I mean, this is truly, it's a labor of love. It's signed by her. So, perfect partners. You can put a little bit of the Karma olive oil into this. I think it will be lovely for an olive oil container, which is what it is designed to be. To be honest, what I like to do with mine too is I put a little bit of water in there, and then I put some flowers, because it makes also a very pretty vase. Put some wild flowers or something in there. Sometimes what I like to do is put that on my Shabbat table. Actually, I live in a place that has a lot of olive trees around me, so sometimes I specifically put olive branches into there. It's beautiful. It looks great. And I like it on my Shabbat table. I feel like it's very pretty. So Batya also, she has an interesting story. Like myself, she was somebody who wasn't born in Israel. She's from the States. She was living in San Diego. When she made Aliyah, which is to immigrate to Israel, she made Aliyah. She came back here. Her initial plan was to be a midwife. And she was very focused on the fact that that's what she was going to do. That was the mission. She got married, and her husband gave her a pottery wheel as a gift. And it was sort of one of those wink wink gifts, because the name for a pottery wheel is the same word in Hebrew for a birthing stool. So it was like a cute gift to give somebody whose plan was to be a midwife. And Batya said she just really felt like God moving through her. Like she said she just felt like this was what God wanted for her, was to be working with clay, working with the earth. And so she fell in love with the process of ceramics, and she really is gifted. And she said, we were talking, and she said she just loves that feeling of creativity, and she oftentimes will go walking in the area of Itamar with her family. And she said, they'll find shards of pottery from civilizations that lived there before. And she said she feels this strong sense of connection to the land of Israel, because she's making things out of the actual land, which is very exciting. She's a very cool lady, and she makes just beautiful ceramics. And then this, I'm going to say very, very yum, the Diglek Noir date. We have beautiful palm trees that grow here in Israel, and these dates are amazing because they're small batch production, and they are hand-picked by family farmers in the Jordan Valley. They don't have any preservatives or anything added in or anything like that, all natural. They're very popular here in Israel. In fact, they're served in some of the very elegant hotels like the Intercontinental and the Hilton. So they're delicious. Actually, the dates are some of my favorite. I never used to eat them before I came to Israel, but they're very popular here. And you can take the dates, pop out the pit, and put an almond on the inside. It's so good. You should definitely try that if you've not tried that before. So this is what a package would look like. And the thing that's exciting is each month the package is different. So we do a surprise package. We work with the manufacturers. We look for products that are unique and different so that you will have the opportunity to try different things from Israel, that you'll have the opportunity to be exposed to products that you would, just simply never see otherwise, which I love that. I mean, like the salt, the 424 salt. This is something that is available here in Israel, and you see it in supermarkets and things like that. But I never had picked it up, and then I had a chance to try it, and I went, "Whoa, this is so awesome!" So it really is a nice way to try new and different things. And the best part is you're trying new and different things, and you're having this incredible positive impact on people. So that's very exciting. So one of the things you probably noticed I have not talked about this whole time we've been together on the webinar is I haven't talked to you about the fact that these incredible products are under boycott. And, this is one of those things that I really have a hard time wrapping my head around. I don't know. It's just a terrible thing. So what is BDS? This movement of BDS, I'm sure you've heard the term before and you wonder, what on earth does BDS mean? Well, it stands for boycott, divestment, and sanctions. And it is a movement that is directed against Israel. It is designed to ban the sale of Israeli goods. So basically, they're a group of people that want to make sure that you do not have the opportunity and the free choice to purchase goods that are made in Judea and Samaria. Their goal in life is to prevent you from being able to buy products that are made in Judea and Samaria, and to prevent the producers in Judea and Samaria from having any market to sell their products. And that, in a nutshell, is BDS. And I wonder, just from the chats, if anybody has, heard about BDS before or had any kind of experience with it. It really is a sadness, because I feel like it's very negative and it has powerfully negative impact on us here in Judea and Samaria. The problem is with the BDS movement, we can't even, by we I mean Israelis, we can't even export any of our products to European countries. They don't make it through customs. BDS members, oftentimes if they see a product in a supermarket or a gift store that is labeled as made in Israel, they'll just straight up destroy it in the store. And on top of that, they regularly have these big, large-scale protests. And what are they protesting? They are protesting the land of Israel, and they're protesting our right to exist, which is really misguided, but it is dangerous, and it does have a negative effect on all of us. Annette, see here that you have experienced or seen BDS in your neck of the woods. Margie, I love what you're saying. It's not going to happen. They can't stop God. Thank God. And more than that, they can't stop God, and they can't stop people like yourselves who are ready and willing and able to stand up and to bless Israel and to also be a light in the world. I mean, this is one of the things, honestly, when I first heard about Lev Haolam, and I immediately thought to myself, I want to be involved with this organization, because to me, the BDS movement is just so negative. And you can fight negativity with negativity, but the idea with Lev Haolam was just the opposite. It was about being entirely positive. It was about saying, you know what? We know that there are people that love Israel. We know that there are people that want to support Israel. We know that there are people that will stand with Israel. And the question is, if these people are going to be an obstacle on our path, then we just need to find a way to move around them. And that is the beauty of Lev Ha'olam. We are connecting people who love Israel with the producers in Judea and Samaria, and creating markets for them where these very negative people are trying to destroy markets. I love it. I think it's just a brilliant idea. And here we are with all these amazing products and these amazing relationships and connections. It's incredible. I love this. Patricia, you're saying that is why I support Lev Haolam. Thank you so much. We really appreciate it. Oh my goodness, Danny, I'm so sorry to hear that your son met with some trouble with them, and I'm glad to hear that he was okay. Thank God. Thank God. It's true. Nothing will stop us. Really, nothing will stop us. Nothing will prevent us from supporting people in Judea and Samaria. And thank God we have partners like you. Because the truth is, we couldn't do it on our own. We have great ideas, but it really does take a partnership. It takes all of us. It takes all of us pulling together and doing our part, and each one of us who has a desire in our heart to make the world a better place, to I call it being a partner with God. I hope that doesn't sound a little bit chutzpahdik, a little like saucy, but really we're being partners with God and helping to make the world a better place, and helping people to find a way to support themselves and to have a dignified way to earn a living and to develop their communities. So whatever it takes, we at Lev Haolam, in partnership with all of you, all of our Lev Haolam family and supporters, we will do everything that we can to prevent the boycott from hurting the people of Judea and Samaria. And that's why, honestly, I thank you so much, those of you who have chosen to jump online and become a member with us today, because I promise you, every single package that we send out from our warehouse makes a difference. Every single package. So whether you choose to join us as a monthly member, whether you decide to join us as an annual member, it makes a difference. It impacts real people in Israel. It really does. It makes a difference in my life. I wouldn't be here talking to you otherwise. And I am just deeply grateful. I really am. I don't know how to say it in any other way. As a Jewish person, when we wake up, the first thing we say in the morning is Modeh ani lefanecha, to God. We say, I stand in front of you and I thank you, and I feel that way a little bit, to all of you, like, Modeh ani, thank you so much. I'm standing in front of you. I'm so grateful for your support and what you're doing, because we couldn't do it without you. I mean, that's the bottom line. We really could not do it without you. So thank you. I did promise that I would answer questions as well. Forgive me, I'm learning how to go back and forth between the chat and the slides and all of that. I'm going to jump off my soapbox of BDS for a minute, but it gets me all heated up. I do. I get upset by it because I see, honestly, how it hurts real people and people that I care about who are important to me. So fantastic. Okay, so let me answer some of the frequently asked questions, the FAQs, just in case you may have these questions. One of the questions, and I hear this actually from time to time, people say they want to support, can they just donate money? And I'm always a little bit blown away by that, because I think, wow, how amazing are people? We see so much negativity in the media, but at the end of the day, people are really pretty incredible. And by people, I mean you. The Lev Haolam people are just the most incredible community of people, always wanting to help. And while we appreciate the offer for donations, we don't actually accept donations, because we sincerely believe that the most important thing that we can do is to help with the overall development of Judea and Samaria. And the best way for us to do that is to help the producers to develop the land, develop their businesses, to put down their roots, and to strengthen their communities. So thank you for asking, but we don't do that. Um, this one always surprises me, and I think, who is the person who says I don't need so many things? But I know you mentioned it earlier on the chat too. And the truth is, once I was talking to a couple in North Carolina, and they said, honestly, we're trying to live a minimal lifestyle, and we don't want to bring anything more into our home, but we do want to support Lev Haolam because we totally believe in what you're doing. So what should we do? So we had the idea. I happened to know somebody in the United States at that time who was a cancer survivor, and she was having a very, very hard time. Was a person who didn't have any family. So I said to the couple, if you like, why don't you send your package to her? And it will be doing kind of like a double mitzvah, a double good deed, because you're supporting Lev Haolam, which is amazing. But by sending your package to this lady, you will really be bringing some joy and some light into her life. And they have been sending a package to her now for, I think it's been about 2 years. And honestly, I get messages from her. She doesn't know who the couple is. They wanted to remain anonymous. But I get messages from her all the time just telling me how much it means to her to receive the package. So know that if it is, that you really want to support Lev Haolam, but you don't know what to do with the product, I would say take a look in your community and see if there's somebody, right now, I think with COVID-19, there's so many people that are feeling terribly isolated. If there's maybe an elderly person in your community, either at your shul or at your church, who could maybe use a little pick-me-up, I think it can be a wonderful thing to do, is to send the gift to somebody else. Also, I think it's kind of nice, even if you had it come to your home and you had a gift cupboard where you maybe use the olive oils or whatever and put the other things aside, so that when you have a birthday or an event come up, you've got a selection of gifts that you can just pull and you don't have to go running to the store to pick anything up. So I think that's a fun way to do it as well. This is a good question too. People ask us, what about allergies or preferences in terms of liquor? And we do, of course, have contingencies for that. If for whatever reason it is, belief or preference, you don't want to receive a package that has any alcohol in it, and we do send wine and wine products from time to time, then we can elect for you to have an alcohol-free package. If you need a package that is less allergenic products and maybe don't want to have honey, that type of thing, you can make a notation of that and we'll take care of it for you. So when you go to sign up on the shipping information page, there's a comment box, and in that comment box you can just indicate to us. You can write anything in there, actually. If you want to just send us a message, you can write a message in the comment box, but you can also write there alcohol-free or allergen-free, and then we'll know and we'll take care of it on this end. Also, if you do want to send, we do have a number of people who take a package for themselves and then send gifts to their kids who live in various different places. So we can set that up, and you just make a note in the comment box about that, and we'll take care of it for you. Or you can email us and we can take care of that for you as well. As I said, we're, real people in the office. We're very happy to help with anything. So don't ever feel like, you're bothering us. You're definitely not. We love to hear from people, and if we can help, we want to do that. I see somebody saying, when I visit Lev Haolam, can I visit some of the artists? Yeah, many of the artists love Margie. They love meeting people who come to visit, and they love hearing from subscribers. I was talking to JP Weil, who's one of the artists that we work with, Jean-Pierre, and theirs is a family business. And they said after they had a beautiful three-dimensional painting that was in one of our packages, they got so many messages from Lev Haolam members that they said they were blown away. They loved it. They really did. So absolutely, I always say, when when you're having a trip to Israel, we love meeting members of our family. Be in touch with us, and we can organize it and tell you where we are, and you can come and meet us and see us in action. You can meet me in person. um, this is a good question, and one that I do get from time to time. People ask me, how can I be sure that the money is going to a good cause, and or going to the artist, like what percentage of that type of thing. So my answer is always like, know that when you receive your package, whatever you take out of there, like if it's, dates that you're taking out, or you see that there's honey in the package, every product that's in the package represents a manufacturer who has had a big order from Lev Haolam, and not only has been paid but received an advance payment because we wanted to make sure that they were able to scale up. In fact, from Nogahot, the honey product, she said that she had wanted to make a skincare product for years and years. She had it in her mind. She knew exactly how she wanted to do it. She had done the research, but simply did not have the money to be able to do it. And so the association with Lev Haolam gave her that wiggle room to be able to do it, because she knew that once she made the investment, she was going to be able to sell the product. And so that changed the whole playing field. So it really does make a difference. And the brochure inside the package, the magazine comes. So you'll get the magazine like this, and it not only do we highlight somebody with a more in-depth interview, but you'll see we tell you a little bit about every single person who's represented in the package. I have heard from members that this little magazine is one of their favorite things that comes in the package, because it's nice to know about the people that are featured, the people that are receiving the support, who've received the orders. And it's another one of those things that honestly, God forbid, but sometimes you do need to receive charity in life, and thank God there are people that give, straight charity. But to be able to earn your living in a dignified way, to make something, to sell something, to put your creativity and your heart and your soul into it, is so much more important and much more significant. So you're supporting Lev Haolam, it helps people, but it gives them also a lot of dignity, and I think that's really important. So the question was like, what happens if you need to make a change, or if you have to pause your membership or cancel your membership, something comes up? Okay, life is a little bit unpredictable. Exhibit A, 2020. Yes, things can happen in life, and of course, we're totally flexible. Your family, so we'll figure it out together. But just know that if for any reason something came up and you needed to pause or to cancel your subscription, you just be in touch with us. When you become a member, you have your card, so you'll always know how to reach us. You can just phone us, or you can send us an email, and we'll always take care of it for you. It's not a problem. If you need to update your information, it's very easy. You can actually do it online. We have a very simple, easy, user-friendly interface. So you just click on Update Information, and it gives you options. You can either update your payment information if your credit card changes, or if you want to switch from this card to that card, anything like that. You just switch it out online. You can update your shipping address. We do have some members who live two different places. So, for example, there's one couple that lives in Long Island, but then in the wintertime they go to Florida. So, of course, you can change your shipping address for the times that you're at different places. Very easy to do. What happens if you're totally not tech savvy and what I've just said to you terrifies you, and you think to yourself, good heavens, I don't know how I could do that? Just give us a call. We'll help you. Send us an email. It's not a problem. We're always very happy to help in any way that we can. So thank you. I'm looking at the comments. Margie, you're saying, I love the headdresses that Israeli women wear. Any chance you can find an artist who makes these? Yeah, it is beautiful. Religious Jewish women cover their hair. And so when you come to Israel, you'll see oftentimes people wrap their heads in headscarves. So that's great feedback Margie, I'll definitely share that with the team. We love hearing from our members because honestly, that's how Lev Haolam, that's how we've grown, that's how we've developed. And, our packages, I feel like, just get better and better, but also our manufacturers, because their businesses are growing and they're having the support and they're having regular business, they're also getting better and better. So it's just one of those things where we are going from strength to strength together in partnership. And each one of you, honestly, has a huge role to play in that because, as I said, the idea is great, but we need you in order to execute this big idea. So thank you so much, and I appreciate everybody sharing so much. It's amazing. Okay, so I have a couple of quotes here that came from Lev Haolam subscribers who posted on Facebook, and I wanted to share them with you because I think the best way to learn kind of like what it's like to be a member of Lev Haolam is to talk to other members of Lev Haolam, which is why I was so thrilled those of you who have a membership already and have received packages of shared comments in the chat because there's something about having that package come in the mail that's just super duper thrilling. So this was from Louisa, and English is not her first language, so we'll just forgive her there. She said, "It's so excited and heartwarming to receive every month a delightful shipment directly from the heartland of Israel, to feel connected to the land, to the love of his people, and to God himself, because you are supporting the restoration of his land to its rightful owners, the Jewish people, as God spoke through the prophets in the Bible. The product center of high quality and exquisite taste. I highly recommend to support by become a partner to Lev Haolam to enjoy every month a lovely selection of products from the dedicated artisans and workers of the heartland of Israel." How absolutely adorable is that? Honestly, I promise you, when I read comments like this, it just fills me up. It makes my heart want to burst. I really love Lev Haolam people. Every day when I go home, I have a group of three girlfriends. We're on a WhatsApp chat together, like a SMS. And so we chit chat back and forth during the day. And whenever I'm going home, I share with them all of the wonderful things that I hear in a day. And because I get my cup filled with all of this incredible love and support that I get from Lev Haolam family members. So I share it with my friends because I want them to know that there are people that really care about Israel, because we see the opposite. We really do. When you experience some of the things that happen in Judea and Samaria, when you experience some of the negativity that comes out of the media and the BDS people, it's a bit devastating, to be honest, and it can really wear a person down. And so I feel very lucky because my day is with people who love Israel. My day is with you, my day is with Louisa. And so my cup gets filled up big time. I'm very excited. I just got a message saying that Joyce, that you joined us as an annual VIP member. Thank you so much. I'm really overjoyed. Thank you very much. Thank you to all of you on the webinar tonight. It's very exciting to be with people who love Israel. It's very exciting to be with people who want to do whatever they can to support us. It's really incredible. I'm just so happy. I think, honestly, when I go home tonight, I'm not going to be able to sleep because I feel excited. It's like 11 o'clock at night over here in Israel, but I'm jazzed. So thank you for making my day today. How wonderful. Okay, so here's a wonderful message from Pam, and I love her. She's so cute. She goes, "We are so psyched. We just received our very first Lev Haolam package and love every single item. My husband is particularly anxious to try the Dead Sea garlic salt. I bet he loved it when he did. And the Israeli organic olive oil. The high-fired ceramic olive oil bottle is not only beautifully decorative, but functional. Everyone loves the smell of the mint toothpaste. The honey, ooh la la, can't wait to try that on a hot roll. We have all been munching on the delightful goodness of the granola since opening. But for me, the highlight was the Yara Pure Honey Skincare Anti-Aging Eye and Face Creams. I will be trying that today. Thank you, Lev Haolam, for putting together this wonderful package. I love this message because, and by the way, those are many of the items that I showed you in the package that I opened. And it's exciting for us when we get this kind of feedback because honestly, a lot of work and a lot of love goes into what we do. There's not a single person who works at Lev Haolam who would work anywhere else or do anything any differently. We love what we do. We really do. We're all like highly motivated and highly jazzed, and we get excited when we get messages like this. And as I said, we oftentimes get, emails with photographs, people showing us what they received in the package. I'll be waiting for the emails with photographs of you with your first packages and with the certificates and so on. It's exciting for us. We get happy. You get happy, we get happy. It's like the gift that keeps on going. It's a lot of good energy, a lot of good vibes. So I want to just jump over here to the chat again and see what everybody has to say. Amazing. God bless. I love it. Thank you so much. God bless you all too. Thank you so much for caring about us. It's incredible. Can't wait to get your first package. I always get excited when people get their packages. We ship everything out at the very beginning of the month. So we get everything put together. It goes out the door. By the way, whenever we ship, you'll receive an email from us that has a tracking number so that you can follow the progress of your package from Israel to your front door. It's always good just to be able to double check. But everything starts arriving around the same time once it's gone out the door here. And I get so super excited when I'm getting messages from people saying, oh, the package arrived. Oh, I got this. It's so fun. It makes us so happy. Okay, so here's another one. This is Mary Jane Boyd. She said, joining Lev Haolam has been one of the best choices I've made. To know we are supporting Israel's oppressed during boycotts and attacks is just the beginning. This alone is primary. However, to taste Israel's bounty in fine salts, chocolates, oils, beauty creams, wines, and beyond is simply a pleasure and adventure with each box. The art is a huge excitement for me as I am an artist and I so love handcrafted artisan pieces. My family so joyfully enjoy indulging in each box. It's very, I love hearing that. We do work with some amazing artists. Honestly, some of the creativity that comes out of Judea and Samaria is just extraordinary. Something else that's very sweet, I've heard from Lev Haolam family members who tell me when their package arrives, they wait until the whole family can be together and then they open it together. And I think that's a brilliant idea because then each person gets to kind of discover together, talk about it. And I think in a world that we live in where everybody's a little bit disconnected and here and there, it's so lovely to have something that is a connector that brings the family together, that isn't, television, that you can sit together and talk and share together, how special it means to be a supporter of Israel, because for certain those are values that are passed from parents to children. And I definitely see it. I see that parents that share their love of Israel with their children grow up having a love for Israel and wanting to support Israel. I remember I had a lady subscribe, a younger woman, and she said she was doing it because her grandmother had instilled upon her this incredible love of Israel. And her grandmother had passed away recently, and so she was doing it in honor of her grandmother because she felt like it was something that her Mima would, really appreciate and support her doing. And that's when I sort of understood that it's a family dynamic, that people that love Israel come from families that love Israel. And I think that that's a really lovely thing because it's everybody together. Um, I see here, oh, Gloria, what an amazing message. You're honored to call me family. Well, let me tell you, I promise you, I am honored to call you family. And yes, anybody who comes to visit, I promise you, I'm going to be hugging you. I just, you know what? I do. I really do feel so connected to our Lev Haolam supporters. I'm here in Israel, you're in the States, but you know what? We are connected, I think, on a soul level, honestly, when you think about it. Like, I think it's a calling of the soul. I think that people that support Israel are different than other people. And I really do believe that it happens at a soul level. And the thing that is fascinating to me, I believe that as a Jewish person, we come to Israel and there's a certain kind of DNA that just connects you to the land. But I have met so many people who are not Jewish who come to Israel and feel that same connection, that same deep, like, belonging. And I think that, like, on some kind of soul level, something's going on there, and we're family. So we are Lev Haolam family. Between the supporters, us here at the Lev Haolam, headquarters, the beehive, to all of our amazing, incredible subscribers and supporters around the world. Honestly, you guys are the best. You really are. This is a great message from Nikki. By the way, how fierce is her look? She looks amazing. So she says, I signed up in 2019 because I love and support Israel and wanted to do something to help the people and businesses of Israel. I couldn't wait to receive my first box. It was beyond what I could expect. Olive oil, a beautiful necklace with a pendant that contained different soils of Israel, keychain, pure honey, and many delicious treats and recipes. The Yara Pure Honey skincare I used last night, and with one use I can see and feel the difference of my skin when I woke up. All of their products are natural, organic, kosher ingredients. You can't go wrong with that. I'm very happy to be part of Lev Haolam, and I highly recommend anyone to join, being a blessing to Israel. There's so much going on here that I think is amazing. Like I've said it before, and I'll say it a million more times. I won't ever get tired of saying it. But when you join Lev Haolam, you are a blessing to Israel. You're making a difference in Israel, not in an abstract way, in a very practical way. You're making a difference to real people over here. Something else that Nikki mentioned in here that I should call out, she talks about products being natural, organic, and kosher. All of our food products are kosher. So for those of you who are on the webinar, that it's important to know if it's kosher. Yes, the food is kosher. It's under the jurisdiction of Israeli supervision. Our products are vegetarian. Some of them are vegan, not all of them, but they are vegetarian. And a lot of them are organic. So you're getting really pretty fabulous, sort of healthy, health-giving, life-giving products, which is amazing. And yeah, so many delicious treats. There's, by the way, the jewelry that I'm wearing is all from Lev Haolam producers. I have on earrings from Lev Haolam jeweler, my bracelet, the ring is actually from my mom, God bless her. And then this beautiful necklace, which is a harp, and I love it because it reminds me of King David. Of course, he would put his harp in the window, and when the wind would blow, it would move the strings, and that's when he would know it was time to get up and sing praises to God. So, lots of lovely things from Lev Haolam. It's really amazing. I love these messages. Mishpacha, yep, we are family. We should be singing that song. We are family, right? I love it. So, you know what? Yes, Gloria, there's some amazing jewelry, and stay tuned. As you receive your package, you're going to receive different jewelry from time to time. When the gentlemen say to me, "But I won't wear the jewelry," I said, "I promise you can find a lady in your life and she will wear the jewelry quite happily." Yeah, if you haven't had a chance to sign up, I would love it if you did. You can go over to the chat and the guys will put the link up there for you, and just click on the link and you'll go over to our website and be able to sign up and be able to subscribe. Um, and then, the best part is when you subscribe, you become a partner in reviving the Holy Land, which is incredible. You become our partner in making the desert bloom again, which is a very powerful thing. It's a very beautiful thing. And it's us together. We're doing it together. You're blessing Israel. We're being blessed by you. And together we're making something happen. We're part of something. I remember maybe a year ago or so, I was talking on the phone with somebody who was interested in subscribing. So we're talking a little bit about what was involved and what it meant to be a subscriber at Lev Haolam. And she was so sweet. She said to me, "I feel like I'm part of the prophecy." And I said, "You know what? Actually, I think, yeah, I think the fact that you're supporting Lev Haolam and you're supporting the territories of Judea and Samaria, that does make you part of the prophecy of Lev Haolam, of the Bible, and in partnership with Lev Haolam." So it's amazing. We're doing this incredible thing together, and that's really very, very exciting. So I thank you so much. I'm going to stay online. So if anybody would like to continue to chat or have questions, please feel free. This does conclude the slide portion that that we had put together that we wanted to share with you. But as I said, I'm here. I've got some coffee and some water, and I'm feeling pretty jazzed. And I'd love to hear from everybody now that I can take a look a little bit more at the chats. This is really so exciting. I hope that you had a good time. By the way, if there's anything that you would like to know more about, feel free to write it in the chats. We're, definitely consider doing something like this again, and we're always happy to hear from our supporters and to know the types of things that they would like to learn about with Israel, and with Lev Haolam, what you would like to learn about us, and what we do, and who we work with, and who we support. We're always happy to share, and we're always happy to have feedback. I always say, it's through the feedback that you're able to grow and move forward. So we love hearing from our subscribers. And just would love to invite you to please, join us. Please feel free to sign up. Just click the link in the chat box, and that way you'll get whisked right over to our website, and you can sign up on the website. If you have questions, please just let me know. I'm happy to answer anything. Can we do this again? Yes. That would be lovely. I really have enjoyed it so much, and I hope you did too, Patricia. I hope you had a good time, and that more than that, I hope you learned some things that you didn't know before, both about Israel, about Judea and Samaria, and also about Lev Haolam and who we are and what we do and that sort of thing. Pardon me, ladies and gentlemen, while I have a sip of my water. I didn't realize I've been talking quite a bit, so need to have a little sip of water. But yeah, I just always, since I was a little girl, just had this feeling that I wanted to come back to Israel. Even though I didn't grow up in a home that was particularly religious. My mom was, she taught me to pray and those types of things, but I always knew that at some point I would come here, and life has a way of taking its own journey. So I was so thrilled when I got to Israel and I was able to say, this is my place now, and I'm going to put down my roots. But then it was very overwhelming, actually, because what do you do? And as I said, there's just not a lot of infrastructure. There's not a lot that you can do. So I was so thrilled to be able to become associated with Lev Haolam because I just absolutely love what they do and what we stand for, how we're able to help the producers. And I'm always just amazed at how beautiful the products are that they're making. They're just really incredible products, just amazing. So I'm taking a look at, oh, it's so great. I hope to see you all again. Boy, Danny, nothing would make me happier than just to meet everybody here. This is incredible. Ah, I love it. Yeah, boxes that are subscriptions that go in today, or your packages are coming to you next month in December. They'll be there in time for the holidays, which is so fun. Wow, amen, amen. Thank you for all of these lovely comments, everybody. It's so fantastic. This really is incredible. I see here, Marcy, that you were saying that you'd love to be a part, but you couldn't do the monthly subscription. And I like this idea that somebody gave you that maybe there's a friend that could do it with you. We actually do have people that do that. Have a couple of families that do that where they split the subscription, which I think is wonderful. So yeah, I would love you to be able to join us, and that definitely is an option. I wonder, those of you that want to join but haven't gone to the link, if you are comfortable, I would love it if you could share with me why you haven't been able to join Lev Haolam. Obviously, like Marcy, thank you so much for sharing with us that it's something that you want to do, but that right now it's financially it's not viable for you. We appreciate hearing, as much as we love hearing people have joined with us, and that is the most important thing. It is also important for us to know if you are unable to join. Obviously, the fact that you're on the webinar with me today, I know that you want to. And if you could, you would. So I would love it if you could share with me just some of the reasons that maybe prevent you from being able to do that, because it's always good for us to understand that as we go forward. I just, Pam, thank you so much for this feedback. Oh, thank you, Teresa. I love doing this. This was a lot of fun for me. Doing the webinar is definitely, of course, a learning curve. And as I said, I'm not the most tech-savvy person on the planet, but thank God I have people with me who are. I love the idea that I'm sitting here in Israel, and you're there in Dallas and New Jersey and New Hampshire and Florida and California and various different places, and that we actually have this opportunity to be connected and to be talking and to be, sharing some time together in a meaningful way. It's pretty amazing. So that really, to me, that's the gift of technology. Thank you so much, Patricia. I'm so happy that you were able to learn something about life in Judea and Samaria. Oh, I love it. Oh, thank you so much. I before the webinar, I said a few words. I said, God, please just let me say the right thing. Let me communicate in a way that my words can be heard and received and understood. And God's in charge. He's running it all. So that's a beautiful thing. And really, we all feel very honored that we get to be connected with people like yourselves who really do care about Israel. We love everything that we do, from Facebook to Twitter. We communicate and share information there too. So if you haven't joined our Facebook page, I definitely encourage you to do so. Because we do share information. It's a nice way to be connected. Of course, if you're able to join us via the links, via the webinar, we'll be able to get you access to the private Facebook group, which is also pretty fantastic because, of course, there you really are just dealing with other people like yourselves who are Lev Haolam supporters, who kind of share that same value base that you do, who understand the importance of Israel and of blessing Israel. So we just thank you so much for taking the time to spend with me today. Like really, I feel very honored that you spent part of your day with me today, and I've certainly enjoyed spending part of my day with you. So it's a win-win. Really lovely. It's amazing. Superb. I see that Nick has put the links up for us. So if anybody hasn't had a chance to sign up and they wanted to sign up, you can just click the link. Thanks, Gloria. That's so nice of you. I appreciate that. We are so lucky, aren't we, to be connected with one another, to be connected with people like this. It's just amazing. I really feel in awe. I see here, okay, so Gloria, I see a question from earlier of how long I've been with Lev Haolam. I have been associated with Lev Haolam for 3 years. And I remember actually the very first day that I was working with Lev Haolam, I was at a conference in Jerusalem. It was the Feast of the Tabernacles, and it was the International Christian Embassy. And they have a big conference that they do in Jerusalem around Sukkot. And so I happened to be there, and I met this amazing couple from Australia who were subscribers of Lev Haolam, and they had been for 5 years. And we just had this most amazing connection. They were so sweet, and they gave us a big hug. And what I was so surprised is the husband said to me, he was the one that said, "Oh my gosh, I can't wait. Every month I wait for the package. It's like my birthday. It is amazing." So it really was cool. After talking with them, I thought, okay, this is amazing. Not only is Lev Haolam incredible, which of course I had figured that part out, but when I started meeting, people who were members of Lev Haolam from all over the world, I was blown away. And I remember I went home and I called a friend of mine and I said, you can't believe me when I tell you how amazing these people are. I couldn't believe it. I just said, this is just something else. It's a whole nother level. So I wanted to also let you know, Renan has put our phone number up in the chat. It's the 516 number, so 516-340-3534. It's a direct number to us here in the office. It's myself, Renan, Nick, and Avi. If you have any questions or if you want us to help you sign up, please feel free. Give us a buzz. We're all here. We're happy to help you. You can just give a call, and if there's anything that you need or you just need to talk it through privately or figure it out, we're absolutely thrilled to do that. And it's nice to know that you can reach us that way. Don't be just know that you're invited. Don't be strangers. Don't be shy. Feel free to call. We're happy to help. We're happy to get you set up. I know sometimes going online can be a little bit overwhelming if you're not so super comfortable with that. So sometimes it's better to just actually have a conversation with a real person, and we can help with that with pleasure. So please feel free to give us a call. And wow, let's see. There's some more messages here. Susan. Is a replay? Yes, Susan, there is going to be a replay, so you're very welcome to, we'll get it posted onto the internet, so you'll be able to watch it. Oh my gosh, your 33rd birthday in Israel. That's amazing. It's your birthday today. Wait a minute, I'm a little slow. I'm putting this together. Happy birthday, Susan. That's what a lovely What a lovely place to have had a birthday in the land of Israel. And I hope you're having a very happy day today, and enjoying being treated by your friends and family. I hope there's some cake in your day for sure. I feel like that is the best part about the birthday, is that you can have guilt-free cake or cupcakes or both. Oh, that's lovely. Happy birthday. We're happy to be able to say happy birthday to you. That's wonderful. Um, Great. There's a phone number so you can call. Fantastic. See, this is why I love working with tech savvy people. They can just like chuck, chuck, get stuff done, get that done. So yeah, please feel free to give us a call if you have any questions at all, if you need any help at all getting a membership set up. We are thrilled to be able to do that for you. Honestly, the truth of it is, there is nothing more exciting than when you invite somebody to be part of the Lev Haolam family and they get to sign up and join us. That's really incredible. While I'm here, everybody, if you have any questions for me, please feel free to send them through on the chat. I'm happy to answer. Or if you have anything just that you'd like to share with us, very happy to hear. It's lovely to hear about people's experiences that you've had with Israel. Just knowing that you have been here, that your heart yearns to be here. It's very exciting. I don't know that there's any other place in the world. There's something about Israel. I guess it's the holiness of the land. It just calls to certain people. There's a feeling you just like there's a certain vibe of Israel that just reaches out to certain people, and we connect, and consequently we connect with each other too. It really is amazing. I can tell you some stories. I remember one day I was at the Kotel at the Western Wall, and I was born in South Africa, so I still have a very strong affection for African culture. And I happened to be at the Kotel, and there were dozens of people dressed in these beautiful African fabrics, head wraps and singing. And so I of course, went over. Who are you? And it was a group of people that came from a church in Ghana, and they were traveling around the Holy Land. They were doing a church tour together. They were just finishing up. This was sort of the tail end of their tour to Israel. They were in Jerusalem. This was their first day in Jerusalem, and they came to the Old City, to the Kotel, and they had been praying there. And I remember the one lady, she just said, she looked me right in the eye, and she said, "Oh, my sister," and she spoke with this beautiful African accent. She goes, "You can feel God here." And I thought to myself, she's absolutely 100% right. There's something about going to the Kotel that you palpably feel the presence of God. You feel that there's something unique and special there. And I think the thing that was so noteworthy to me in that moment was I really understood that there's certain type of person who feels it, and it doesn't matter what your religion is or where you come from in this world. There's a certain soul connection that people have when they come to Israel that's so meaningful. It's just incredible. Oh, I see, Patricia, that you visited Shiloh. How incredible. That must have been absolutely amazing. I really do, when you say that you hope you'll come back and visit, I give you such a blessing. I hope that you do too. It's such a special place to come to. Really amazing. So, my goodness, what a phenomenal evening, or day. For us, it's evening. It's night in Israel. Everybody, I love you so much, and I thank you so much for joining us on our very first webinar. And please feel free to be in touch with us if there's anything else that you need. We're here at the office. We can answer the phones if you have questions, and just thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate every single one of you who were able to sign up today. And I hope that if for any reason you were not able to sign up today, but that you would like to, that you'll give us a call and be in touch with us, and we can help you even if it's later on in the week, please feel free to reach out to us and we'll be happy to help you with anything that you need. And just thank you, thank you, thank you for making this such a very special time for all of us. Love you. Bye bye, and have a very happy Thanksgiving. Bye.